A person's greatness is shaped long before success ever arrives. It begins with their thoughts. This timeless truth has been proven over and over again through the lives of successful individuals like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Jeff Bezos. Napoleon Hill, in his famous book Think and Grow Rich, wrote, "What you think about, you become." But if this is true, why do so many people still fail to succeed? Do they not think about their future? Do they not see their own potential? Today's story reveals the answers, and teaches you a life-changing lesson that will also learn a few new English words along the way, so stay with me till the end that I promise. This video will be worth your time. Once, in a noisy railway station, there lived a beggar. Every day, he survived by asking travelers for alms as they hurried to catch their trains. One day, he noticed a well-dressed businessman stepping onto the platform. Seeing the man's expensive suit and confident posture, the beggar thought, "This man must be very rich. If I ask him for money, he'll surely give generously." With hope in his heart, he approached the businessman and stretched out his hand, but instead of giving money, the businessman asked calmly, "Do you always just take from others? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar froze. No one had ever asked him such a question. Confused, he replied, "Sir, I am just a beggar. I survive by asking for alms. I have nothing to give." The businessman smiled slightly and said, "If you believe you have nothing to give, then you also have no right to ask for anything. I am a businessman. I believe in exchange that if you offer something, I can give something in return, but if you offer nothing, I cannot give anything either." Saying this, he boarded his train and left. The words echoed in the beggar's mind, "If I can't offer anything, why should anyone give me anything?" That night, he lay awake thinking deeply, "But what can I give? I am a beggar. I have nothing." Yet the businessman's words kept repeating, "If you want to receive, you must first give." 2 days passed. He didn't ask anyone for money. He was too lost in thought. On the third day, he noticed a patch of wildflowers blooming near the tracks. Their vibrant colors caught his attention, and suddenly, an idea lit up inside him. What if I give something in return? What if I offer people a flower every time they give me alms? Determined, he plucked a handful of flowers and returned to his spot. When someone handed him a coin, he smiled warmly and offered a flower in return. People were surprised and delighted. Some even thanked him. And soon, something amazing happened. More people began giving him money, much more than before. He noticed a pattern. When he had flowers, people gave generously. When he ran out, the donations dropped. So it's true, people like receiving something in return. One day, he spotted the businessman again sitting inside a train. Excited, he rushed over and said, "Sir, today I have something to give you. If you give me money, I will give you flowers in return." The businessman smiled, handed him cash, and accepted the flowers. "You have understood the value of exchange," he said. "Today, you are no longer a beggar, you are a businessman." The train moved on, but those words stayed. The beggar repeated to himself, "I am not a beggar. I am a trader. People aren't giving me money out of pity, they're paying for the flowers. This means, I have a business." That day, he made a bold decision. He left the station and never returned as a beggar again. 6 months later, 2 well-dressed men met at the same railway station. One of them stared curiously and asked, "Do I know you?" The other smiled and said, "Yes, we've met twice before, right here on this train." The first man thought for a moment, then his eyes widened. "Wait, you were the beggar, the one I refused to give money to, and later bought flowers from." The former beggar laughed gently. "Yes, that was me. But today, I am no longer a beggar. I run a successful flower business, and I'm traveling to expand it." The businessman was astonished. "That's incredible. What changed?" The flower seller replied, "You taught me the greatest truth. We only receive when we give. I was never really a beggar. I was a businessman all along. I just had to see myself that way." They shook hands again, not as a beggar and a businessman, but as equals. And then they boarded their trains, heading toward their futures. Life is shaped by how we see ourselves. If you believe you are small, you will remain small. But if you recognize your inner potential, you can achieve greatness. When your thoughts change, your future changes. If you enjoyed this story, give it a thumbs up, comment what you learned, and share it with someone who needs inspiration. See you in the next story.